Right now, the White House is clarifying remarks President Biden made about Russian President Vladimir Putin as the fighting in Ukraine continues. And the shocking moment at the Oscars, why actor Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after a joke. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. We start in Darlington, where police say a man is dead from a house fire. Officials say the fire started on North Street just after 4 a.m. this morning. Police say a man was taken out of the house and pronounced dead at the scene. He was later identified as 28-year-old Jacob Bagley. The fire is believed to have started on a kitchen stove. The home is considered a total loss. Janesville police say they arrested a man who allegedly robbed multiple businesses throughout the city. Police say they received reports of a dozen burglaries to local businesses since March 18th. Yesterday at 2:45 a.m., officers found a 37-year-old man who matched the description in the 500 block of Prospect Avenue. The man allegedly had stolen property from one of the burglaries as well as narcotics. Police say they also found other evidence linking him to other alleged burglaries. The suspect is currently being held in the Rock County Jail. Dane County residents looking for a COVID-19 test will still be able to get one at the Alliant Energy Center. Accelerated Clinical Labs, Public Health Madison and Dane County's testing partner, will continue operations within the county. The group will set up a new clinic in the east lobby of the arena. The new clinic will open on April 3rd and remain open until June. Appointments and walk-ins are welcome. It'll stay open every day of the week from 10 to 6. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Julian Seawright has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. I stopped myself. Teleprompter was wrong.
It's all good, but we're looking at a beautiful blue sky to kick off our afternoon with some chemtrails looking into our skies. We will see a bit more cloud cover later into today, but for right now, folks, just know it is still chilly. Feels much more like winter once again for today with 29 degrees as we're kicking off our afternoon, and for the rest of it, we're going to top out into the middle 30s with cloud cover looking to build up as we continue into the rest of today. Temperatures around southern Wisconsin still on the chilly side. 30 degrees in Janesville with 32 in Platteville. Many of us are into the lower 30s and upper 20s as we can see a bit of a divide into the northeast with those middle 20s as of right now. But wind chills are a factor for some areas, around 21 degrees here in Madison. So almost a 10-degree difference as we're going into the rest of our afternoons. Just know it's still going to be on the chillier side, even though wind speeds aren't too breezy. There's still a factor enough to be bringing us to a bit more chillier conditions. Now, in terms of temperatures rising throughout the day, again, we're just going to top out around 36 degrees, and it's still not going to see too much in terms of an increase in those temperatures throughout the rest of today. And as we go into tonight, might not be as cold as it was last night, but still a chilly night ahead. But we do have some changes coming, Mark, because a soggy week is ahead of us. We'll go into detail about what else to expect in just a few moments.
All right, we'll see you then, Julian. Thank you. Prospects for peace in Ukraine seem remote at the moment, especially for the millions of Ukrainians whose homes have been destroyed or who've been forced to leave the country. But peace talks are scheduled to resume soon as the White House works to clarify President Biden's unscripted remarks about Russian President Vladimir Putin staying in power. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
With their ground offensive stalled, Russian forces continue to pour missiles and rockets into cities across Ukraine.
Every day, Putin and his generals, I don't even know whether we still call them soldiers because armed forces do not fight like this, demonstrate how little they value human lives.
In Kharkiv, residents cleared rubble from a school hit during a barrage of shelling. This man was one of the people seeking shelter in the school. He says this is a civilian structure. It's a school. They have not been able to take the city, so they decided to destroy it. A Russian delegation arrived in Turkey ahead of peace talks scheduled for Tuesday. But Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has made it clear any deal must include Russian forces leaving all of Ukraine. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says talks could happen between Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin once the two sides are closer on some key issues. President Biden is downplaying comments he made over the weekend when he said Putin cannot remain in power.
Where are you calling for regime change.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken worked to clean up the remarks during a stop in the Middle East.
We do not have a strategy of regime change in Russia or anywhere else for that matter.
Idaho Senator Jim Risch, the ranking Republican member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, called President Biden's comment a, quote, horrendous gaffe. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The Kremlin said it's not up to President Biden or any American to decide who will run Russia, saying that's up to the voters in Russia to decide. The wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas might be questioned by the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th riots. That's according to numerous sources. This comes after it was revealed that Virginia Ginny Thomas, that is, sent more than 24 texts to then White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. She reportedly asked Meadows to keep fighting to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Thomas will likely be contacted by the committee in the next few weeks. A shocking moment in Oscar history when actor Will Smith took matters into his own hands after comedian Chris Rock mocked Jada Pinkett's shaved head. Pinkett Smith suffers from alopecia, a disease resulting in hair loss, and decided to shave her head. She was not amused with Rock's jab, and then neither was her husband. Less than an hour later, Smith reached the pinnacle of his acting career, winning his first Oscar for the film King Richard. Smith apologized to the Academy and fellow nominees, but not to Rock. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
Government funding to treat COVID patients in jeopardy and seeing stars and the swag at the Oscars. I'm Diane King Hall at the CBS Broadcast Center. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Attention homeowners, we started out with 50, then 30, and now we've reached the final days looking for 20 homeowners who need a new bath or shower. We want to evaluate our custom bathing solutions in real homes for safety and convenience. Call Wisconsin's #1 remodeler, Mad City Baths, is your trusted local source for baths, easy access tub to shower conversions, and walk-in tubs installed in as little as 1 day. Act now to be one of 20 homeowners who receive special savings with free installation on a new bath or shower. 18 months, no interest, no payment, senior military discounts. We'll take before and after pictures, compensate you for your time, and you get a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call now with zip code and location to qualify, 608-729-4466. Here's that number again. That's 608-729-4466.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhoffels. Right now, get a Tempur-Pedic Queen mattress for only $23.99 and get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Take your sleep to the next level with the Tempur-Pedic Ergo Base that automatically adjusts your position while you sleep to help reduce snoring. Queen bases start at just $24.99. And with Steinhoffels special financing and free delivery, your new mattress has never been more affordable. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Dairy farms disappearing, prices up, COVID's still not gone. And what's Ron Johnson done? Voted against new jobs and told us to take mouthwash to cure COVID. I'm Sarah Godlewski. I grew up in Eau Claire where we're more interested in common sense than conspiracies. That's how I've run the state treasurer's office, and common sense is what, quite frankly, we could use in Washington. Practical ideas that just help people, not mouthwash. I'm Sarah Godlewski, and that's why I approve this message.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. It's 100% made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the Buffalo Ranch Chicken Pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Grilled chicken, crunchy bacon, covered in creamy buffalo sauce. Now that is an expression.
Change the way you pizza.
In about 1 week, the government will run out of money to reimburse doctors and other health care providers for COVID-19 vaccinations. Emergency funding for testing and treatment has already run dry. The COVID relief program has been on shaky ground since GOP lawmakers blocked additional aid requested by the Biden administration. Tesla CEO Elon Musk says he may have COVID again. Musk tweeted the revelation this morning saying he has almost no symptoms. He previously tested positive in November of 2020. Musk has long been at odds with the government's approach to dealing with the pandemic, saying he supported vaccines but not mandates. Another company is pulling out of Russia. Spotify says it is suspending service there following the Kremlin's new media law. The censorship measure makes it illegal to report any event that could undermine the Russian military. Spotify had shut its offices earlier this month but maintained its service in an effort to offer independent news and information. And a big bag for the brightest stars. Regardless of whether nominees took home an Oscar last night, everybody walked away with a gift bag. The ultimate everybody wins swag bag was valued at about $137,000. The priciest item in this year's bag, a $50,000 three-night stay at a castle in Scotland. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to CBSMoneyWatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane Kinghall.
Thank you, Diane. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is down almost 254 points. The NASDAQ off 32. The S&P 500 down about 19.5. When we come back, your daily ag numbers from the Midwest Farm Report. And Howard has a chicken recipe for us in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Plus, could we see some storms throughout the week? Your complete forecast after the break.
Avoid the balancing act of climbing in and out of the bathtub. Mad City Baths offers custom tub-to-shower conversions with a low threshold or barrier-free entrance, plus easy access walk-in tubs. Mad City Baths is a sure choice for durable, beautiful bath and shower designs installed in as little as 1 day.
Oh, yes. The first time we went in, it was like, wow, both of us can fit in here now. This is great.
Now listen to this. Mad City Baths is looking for 20 homeowners who will receive special savings with free installation on a new bath or shower. 18 months, no interest, no payments. Senior military discounts will take before and after pictures, compensate you for your time, and you get a $50 Amazon gift card with estimate. Call now with zip code and location to qualify. Here's the number, 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
He's turned on working families again. Ron Johnson said no to bringing new jobs to Wisconsin. Now he's supporting the Republican plan that phases out Social Security and Medicare and increases taxes on middle-class families.
Time for Democrat Alex Lasry. Lasry says let's get more money into working people's pockets and cut their taxes. No wonder so many unions say Alex Lasry is the strongest Democrat to beat Ron Johnson.
I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message. Does anyone really remember who comes in second? No, they don't. That's why you've got to put it all out there and be relentless. Because to be the best, you have to elevate your game. Hy-Vee took breakfast to a whole new level with new items made fresh to order. So when it comes to the best breakfast around, they know fresh.
And here's a simple takeaway. If you think you can find any better, then you don't know Hy-Vee and you don't know Jack.
Time to amp up your spring cleaning skills with some expert hacks.
Josh Brinder's in the 608 with the pro to break down what to keep out of your dumpster.
Another messy weather system headed towards Wisconsin. I'm tracking the rain and snow tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Can't get home in time to watch the news? News 3 Now is always on.
Get Channel 3000 app now so you'll have all the day's top stories in the palm of your hand.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And Pam Bianchi from the Midwest Farm Report is out of the radio barn today. All this week, in fact. So here are your farm numbers. Well, thousands of people are enjoying the cherry blossoms in Tokyo. The flowers known in Japan as sakura reached full bloom yesterday, 4 days earlier than usual. People wearing masks were seen strolling around the perimeter of the Imperial Palace, taking pictures and posing for selfies among the tree. Boy, I bet that smells good, too. We could use some blooms around here.
I know, but unfortunately, we're still dealing with some wintry-like weather, so we're not going to be seeing bloom for quite a little while. But as we see outside of our Skycam here on our Monday afternoon, well, we're looking at plenty of blue and some chemtrails, but we are pretty quiet throughout the day and definitely chilly. 29 degrees, but it feels like 21 as of right now here in Madison. And temperatures around southern Wisconsin, 30 degrees in Janesville with 32 in Platteville. Many of us are into the lower 30s or in the upper 20s as we're kicking off our afternoon for us. And that's going to be pretty much the trend throughout the rest of today. However, wind chills are effective for some areas, even though the winds are mainly on the lighter side. We are still seeing some areas, especially towards the eastern side of southern Wisconsin, that are a bit closer to breezy conditions. But as we plan out the rest of today, just know, as we get into the afternoon, once we go into just above the freezing point, we are going to see a bit more clouds start to build up for us, but we are still going to stay on the dry side throughout the next couple of days. This high pressure is really just sitting pretty here in the upper Midwest, but what we're going to keep our eye on is this stationary fronts, which has stalled into western United States, and as it continues to move its way in over the next couple of days, that's what's going to be bringing us our next weather maker. But until then, this is what we're going to be seeing for us. Heading into this evening, we're going to look at some clouds start to build, but it's going to be on the chilly side and relatively quiet. No issues from the weather world as we get into our evening commute or even for our early morning for Tuesday morning commute as well. Now, as we get into our lunchtime and tomorrow evening, we'll start to see some showers start to pop up in some areas where the colder air is. Could even see a bit of mixtures going into around the 5 p.m. commute for tomorrow. But the showers won't really start to get organized until we get into the overnight hours. That's where we're looking at thunderstorm potential going into around midnight and early overnight hours as well for us here in Madison and into the northwest, just about north of Crawford County. As we get into our morning commute, expect showers to be off and on and still have some potential of those thunderstorms as we get into our Wednesday. Now, aside from just Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, we're still looking at some shower potential, but the colder air looks to roll itself back in. So we are going to, again, look at some mixing and potentially even some light snow going into our Thursday morning until we get into our Thursday afternoon and evening. But in terms of rain, we're looking at pretty healthy amounts of seeing some. Around an inch of of rainfall here in Madison and many of southern Wisconsin as well. A bit more to the east, we can see near Watertown and Juneau, we can see about 1.5 inches of rain. So the next couple of days are definitely going to be quite soggy for us. So make sure that you're going to be prepared for seeing some of that rain coming in and have your rain gear nearby and ready to go. Now, the 3 things we'll need to know just to kind of break it all down is that the cold is going to be here and it's not going to be moving much at all until we get into Wednesday. But for Wednesday, that's where we're looking at thunderstorm and rain potential to stick around for us. Then we're going to be chilly throughout Thursday and heading into this weekend. We still do have some snow, showers, and even flurry chances as well. We are looking at be pretty much on the drier side as we get into the weekend, but temperatures won't really start to see real improvement until we get into about next week, where we're just inching closer to some more spring-like feels into those lower 50s. But aside from that, Mark, we got to get through these next soggy days.
Yeah, looks. I guess March is going out like a lion. Came in like a lamb, didn't it? All right, Julian, thank you. Yeah. Howard has an easy recipe in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen that always goes over big at dinner time.
When it comes to getting dinner on the table, the last thing we need is some complicated recipe with a long list of ingredients. So with that in mind, I know you're going to love today's recipe that has only 5 ingredients, and it goes together in minutes. All we do is combine some Dijon mustard, a splash of vegetable oil, a little lemon juice, and some chopped dill. Once that's mixed, we add in some boneless, skinless chicken breast and let them sit for a bit so they can soak up all that flavor. Then right before we call the troops to the table, we discard the extra marinade and sear these in a grill pan or in a skillet until each side is golden and they're cooked through. We could even marinate these up to a day if we want. Either way, after cooking these for just minutes, you have a fancy-dancy tasting dinner that's healthier, cheaper, and easier than picking up takeout. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our what chicken, The reason we call it that is there is bound to be one person at the table who will gobble it up quickly and ask for more. And when you ask them, what happened to your chicken? They're gonna say, what chicken? I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a very simple way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Up next, Linda Bartsch of the Bruce Company is answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call, 608-270-9933. Linda's in studio. She'll take your calls right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Attention homeowners, we started out with 50, then 30, and now we've reached the final days looking for 20 homeowners who want to improve their well-being and comfort with a new walk-in or barrier-free shower from Mad City Baths. Installed in as little as 1 day, and listen to this, backed by a double lifetime warranty. So why wait? This opportunity won't last long. Remember, we have special savings for 20 homeowners who act now. Free installation on a new bath or shower. 18 months, no interest, no payments. Senior military discounts will take before and after pictures. Will compensate you for your time. Last chance to get the $50 Amazon gift card with estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call now with zip code and location to qualify, 608-729-4466. Here's that number again. That's 608-729-4466.
Tony Evers, all of them. They talk, schools close down. Police are attacked, belittled. Critical race theory flourishes. They talk. One person does something. Kevin Nicholson has organized thousands of Wisconsinites to support our police, get kids back in school, and stop crazy teaching. You want talk? Talk. Or something done? The doer is no nonsense Kevin Nicholson as governor.
Update your home's exterior and save with 11% off everything at Menards. From roofing to siding to windows and more, we have the best selection. Timbercrest Plus premium vinyl siding has 8 deep, dark colors that come with a 50-year fade warranty. And right now, they're all 11% off. Add a distinctive finishing touch to your home with Novik Dry Stack Stone polymer panels. They're available in 4 color options. Save 11% on all Novik siding panels now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Inflation has surged to a 40-year high. Democrats declared war on fossil fuels, so gasoline prices are at record levels. President Obama's chief economist says inflation is costing your family $4,000 a year. Why? Because Democrats are printing trillions of dollars to pay for their massive deficit spending. Inflation is the Democrats' tax on the middle class. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I'm concerned about rising prices just like you.
Linda Bartsch from the Bruce Company is taking your calls at 608-270-9933. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mark.
This sure brightens up the studio.
I know. I couldn't help it. There were so many pretty things. Pansies, of course, are the ones that are going to be the most cold tolerant you can.
Well, these are sort of Ukrainian here.
It is. You've got a very good observation. Yeah. And I noticed that they actually had Easter cactus. So this, everybody always asks about these plants, and the Easter cactus doesn't have those little spines on the side that the Thanksgiving or Christmas cactus have. So they have a really nice selection. If you want one of these, come in because you don't always get them in.
And those tulips, I mean, when they're done, they're done? Or can you put the bulbs in the ground?
Well, since this particular tulip is growing in soil, they might be able to rebuild. You're going to have leave the leaves on and have that regenerate something in the bulb, but they don't perform real well. But the ones in water, they don't. They're totally wasting.
All right. All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Nancy in DeForest. Hi, Nancy. What's your question?
Hi. I'm calling to find out what to do with geraniums that I took out of the dirt last fall, and I've been soaking them once a month throughout the winter in my basement. Okay. When I put them in dirt this spring, should I cut the plants all the way down?
Cut them back quite short. Well, it depends upon how those plants look. If you've got some nice tissue, cut it back to anything that's shriveled and dried up, cut that off.
Okay.
But cut it smaller because hopefully some buds will start towards the base of the plant and keep it nice and stocky.
These little something green at near the base.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go to Sandy in Milton. Hi, Sandy. What's your question?
Hi. I love ranunculus, and I was wondering if I can grow them in this area.
Ranunculus. I know that I believe that you can. You would start with bulbs and then have them grow in the garden. If you have an eastern exposure, that's probably going to be the most desirable. I'm concerned about if you have it on the west, sometimes that in the spring it gets warmed up too fast, and then that cold hot combination
Start with
is
the
not
bulb.
so good. Yes, start with the bulb.
Okay. Let's go to let's see, Sally in New Glarus. Hi, Sally. What's your question?
Hi. Should peonies be split now, this time of year, or whenever should they be split?
It would be better if you had done it in the fall, because usually what starts to happen, the soil is so cold and wet yet in the spring, you're going to have to get out there before they shoot up and grow. That's the trick, because if the soil's really wet, you don't want to be working in it, but as soon as it gets warm, those peonies start to grow, and if they put on too much growth, they flop apart.
All right, so if you don't catch them early, then do it in the fall.
Correct.
Okay. All right, let's go to Beverly in Cambridge. Hi, Beverly. What's your question? Beverly, you have
Oh, yes.
Go
yes.
ahead.
And my question is about my orchids. I bought an orchid, a yellow orchid, and it lasted for a little while, and I don't know if I overwatered it or underwatered it, but the petals started to get faint, and then they fell off, and now the stem, the top of the stem is even yellow. I'm just wondering what I did wrong.
Well, if the leaves are still green, don't worry about the fact that the flower is past. The trick is to not overwater those. So
okay.
You let it get nice and dry between waterings, and then give it a thorough water, and put it someplace where it gets good sunlight at this time of the year.
Okay, but I should hang on to it.
Yes, if the leaves are healthy, then there's a good chance that it'll survive. The flower stalk being gone does not mean that the plant is gone.
Okay, and one other question, the top of it.
The stem, if it's brown or yellow, then you can cut that off. If the stem is still green, if this little stem is still green, then leave that on.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
The flower stem.
Yes.
All right. Can you put anything outside right now, or is that way too early?
I think I would wait, because we're still getting quite cold at night.
It was 16 degrees.
Yes. All these pansies were in our greenhouse today.
And I saw the neighbor putting some fertilizer or something on on the lawn.
You could be putting fertilizer on your grass. You could be putting a pre-emergent, but it's a bit early. Maybe they missed their fall fertilization. They were thinking that they could do it early, but because pre-emergent, it's a little bit early to be putting that down.
And a lot of tire tracks all over the lawn. It's a little wet outside yet.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get there eventually.
Absolutely.
One day at a time. Linda, thank you. Thanks for calling in, everybody. Here's Julian with one final check of your forecast.
And we still have another mixed bag of precipitation coming into this week. So enjoy the sunshine and quiet while we have it, as we're looking at rain, even snow mixes from Tuesday going into our early Thursday as well. Outside of that, we are looking for a drier trend going into our further days, but temperatures are still going to be on the cooler end as we continue throughout the next 10 days as well. The nights will still be below freezing through Wednesday, so just be expecting some more cooler conditions, and don't put away the heavy coats just yet, but do have your rain gear nearby as we get into the rest of the week. Over to you, Mark.
All right. Changing times. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have yourselves a great afternoon.